Alright, if you made it through the first video and you want to see the analysis of these three non-standard ZvZ, ZvT, ZvP games, let's get into it. So, my first opponent, the ZvZ, Doby, not sure, but let's watch. Okay, let's see what we've got here. We have Doby in blue, and I am up in the red corner here. This match, he does my least favorite thing. Again, GLHF in the beginning. He does the block with the drone. He does this block. And I don't know how to beat this. I saw it coming, so I instantly take pool gas, and then I'm going to go and try to fight this drone off. Let's see what he's doing behind it. This is just hurting his economy. He's still going 17, 16, 16. What I'm going to do from now on is at 16, I have two drones popping at once. I'm always going to send them down to the bottom here from now on together. Because if I have one, I can fend off the drone and take my hatch at 16. So I'm getting a really early baneling nest because I'm trying to spend my gas and I don't have enough minerals to get zergling speed out at that time, but I had enough to get this out, so I don't have the larva to really spend on anything. I'm expecting him to cheese, so I wanted to get the early baneling nest, but again, that's just because I have no idea what's going on. So I have lings out over here. Let's see what I'm doing right now. I have 4 lings out. I've had 4 lings down there. How long have those 4 lings been there? There they come. Let's see, right when I could have put them in. Oh, boom. So right here, 235 is when I have my lings out. What does he have? He has absolutely no units right now. Absolutely no units. He's dropping spines because he knows that he's got no units, and it's getting close to 3-minute mark. But that's because he delayed his first mining time with his. I should have gotten in. If I had just gotten in, I would have probably had enough to take out his queens and to kill a couple of his workers. But now he's got lings, 6 ling, a heap of lings, and he's going on. So I try to get in to see what's going on. I see that he's going spines, so now I'm making more. I'm just trying to get some damage in. If I could have gotten those baneling hits, I just don't know. Attacking into spines is never a good idea. If he is doing spines, what I should do is take a third, get up to 44 workers and roaches as soon as I can, especially if I see spines, because he's already invested in this, and I think I need to scout when he's taking his third as well. Alright, so let's write this down. If I'm getting hit with non-standard build as Zerg, what I need to check for, number 1, is spines, third base, mutas. These in this order. So first, if there's spines, I know he's turtling up, and I know he's spending his resources into these infrastructure rather than his like drone counts or units. I need to check a third because this is going to tell me if he's interested in continuing into the late game or if this is his end game right here. And then I need to check for mutas around this timing here if he's going straight for mutas. So I could have done that with an overlord or something like that, sending it in. So there is my first reaction, is I'm going to check for spines, third base, or mutas. And during this time, if I see spines, I'm going to take a third. So my reaction is going to be auto, take third, defend until 44 workers. 44 workers on Roach Hydra. On Roach into Hydra. Okay. And that's going to be it. So if I see the mutas, obviously I'm going to go for more queens and stuff, but that's why I have to scout for the Hydras for the muta push. But if it's just this, if I have 3 bases and I'm defending, and he has 2 bases, then I can out-macro him and I can win on Roach into Lurker. So this is now, I have decided, this is my reaction to his build. If I see spines and if I see a little bit of funky stuff in the beginning, I'm going to stop that. But also, number 2, every time on ZvZ from now on, I'm going to send both drones of 16, drone 15 and 16 down. Oh, jeez. Okay, I've got an announcement here. That came out of nowhere. I'm going to send a drone 15 and 16 down to this to fend off his drone so I could take my third on time. If he's going to send over a drone, he's wasting a lot of mining time, as we saw. And if I just pull 2 and maybe kill his or something like that, that's a big win. Worst case, no drone comes, I take it at 17, and then I send it back and I only lose a little bit of mining time. I feel like I can macro at this stage in Diamond to win most of the time. If I can get into the Roach stage of the game, I rarely lose in ZvZ right now. So there it is. At this point, let's see. He's just running around. I'm up on drones by quite a bit. I don't have any vision of his third, so I don't know that he's just going to keep all inning. I've got overlords down the attack path. He's not taking his second gases. This is another thing I need to check. When is he going to take his third and fourth gas? There it is, third gas. So what's he switching into now? Third gas, he's going for upgrades on his third gas. And Hydra. Okay, so he's got Hydra and Lurker. Hydra Lurker is when he starts taking more gas. That's a very good way to push forward. Because Lurkers are really gas heavy and his mineral lines are mining out. Yeah, I couldn't get through his front door. He's got Lurkers now, so there's nothing I can really do about this. I had a heap of Banes. Roaches. GG, well played. Okay. If I was to just sit back, drone up to 40, get my upgrades, be defensive, have map vision, I could have won this. But I had no map vision. I had no scouting information. I didn't know if he was going for Muta. I didn't know his tech choice until there were already Lurkers out. So I think I need to kind of sacrifice an Overlord at about the 4-minute mark. So always at 4 minutes, 4:30, I'll say. Just easy, 4:30 sacrifice. Ovi for the Swarm. Okay, now I have a reaction. I have a countermeasure with 2 drones. I have a reaction if this happens. And I have, yeah, a countermeasure. Get up to 4 gas, 2 mineral lines, 44 workers, and just smash out Roach Ravager. Get ready to switch into Lurker and Hydra if needed. But I could have probably won with 1 Overseer and a whole heap of Roach Ravager. Okay, so this is non-standard option 1. If it's a standard game, I don't need to worry about any of that mess. Boom. Improving. At least we have an idea. I don't know if it's a good idea, but at least I have an idea. Let's watch the Zerg versus Terran on Abiogenesis. So again, I was going to do some kind of a roach attack on here. And this game actually went on 23 minutes, so I'm going to kind of fast forward a little bit. But I got my Overlords out. I was going to go Lingbane Hydra, or Lingbane, but he took every base with a planetary. Took every base with a planetary, and then there's nothing I could do about this. So this was just a really rough build. I think Broodlord Corruptor would have been. So already I see that he's getting Marines out to keep me away from his base because he doesn't want to see what I'm doing. And it's 3 racks. 3 racks, Marine, with no gas. Gasless 3 racks opener. So he's got a whole bunch of, he checked to see if I was taking any funky bases, and then he comes in with a whole mess of lings. But this time, luckily, I got a really early baneling nest after he kind of pushed out, which is still going to be part of my reaction. And I kind of held this with queens, lings, and banes. Sorry, I'll put the names up. Queens, lings, and banes. Okay, so let's see where we are right now after this. So I held off his push. What do we have over here? He's got 9 marines. I've got a whole bunch of this, but he has a wall and a bunker. He is turtling up again. So again, these turtly maps, I'm on 2 bases. He is above me in workers, and he's a Terran, so he has mules on his orbital command, and he's about to get a second orbital command. So his first push didn't kill me. I held it with Lingbane Queen. I get over there, I see all of his bunkers and everything like that, and at this point I think I just go into drones. I'm trying to get an economy out so I can punch in and get past him. So this was a good reaction. I don't need to change anything of what I'm doing right now. This is fine. So this is one of the good things I did. I held it off. I've got my units. I had my units shuffled a lot. I'm sending out to check to see if they're taking other bases. I see he's taking a third. He doesn't have this base. So I'm making more drones. I'm getting some upgrades. I've already started my Hydras as well. So this is good. I saw that he was getting medevacs and things like that for drops. I've got my I've got scouting. So this is one of the issues. I don't see this big push coming though. So again, right before here, let's see where we are. Baneling speed. Oh, do I have baneling speed now? Yes, I do. This is going to be... so I have overlord speed, baneling speed, metabolic boost, groove spines, and I'm getting +1 for melee attacks. I'm up to 49 workers, but he is already at 60 SCVs. So he has gone super SCV heavy on this, and he has just been cranking out these SCVs as much as possible. So I think I also hold this. I have a lot of Banes. Take it all out. And he's dropping a bunch out of the command centers. So again, I don't think I'm playing this very wrong right now. I think my last tech switch might have been bad. I'm going to a hive now on 66 workers. I'm trying to get up to 60 workers. Taking a 4th base. Again, this isn't... I don't think this is a bad way to play it. I'm checking to see if he's got a 4th. I know that he's got that 3rd. I see that he's expanding out here, so I know he's taking a 4th. But I've got my ultras down. So this is another really good point of mine. I've got my army split. My Hydra's on one key, my Lingbane on the next. So I've got my Hydra's over here to take out this drop, and I send all my Lingbane over to here. I'm getting very good at defending on multiple points, and not just using the select all army key. But he's also got 1, 2. This is on the same hotkey, and he's got 20 over here. So he's got a whole mess of... he's got 2 drops that he's microing right now, but this planetary fortress is when it starts getting away from me. I think I'm also starting +3. I'm ahead of him on upgrades. I'm doing very well in this match, I feel. Up until this point. He's had more workers than me for a long time, but he's just making unupgraded Marines. Or 1-1 Marines and a couple tanks at home. I could have maybe counter pushed out and killed this after this push. Let me see. I clean all this up. I could have maybe counter pushed out with my army. At least my Lingbane. Maybe I don't have enough. He's floating a bunch of minerals. I'm floating a bunch of gas, but now I'm starting to make ultras. So I've got ultralisks here. Yeah. Put some planetary fortress down up here. This is, again, this is so strange. He's containing me on 4 bases, but 4 bases are pretty strong. But he's taking 1 base, 2 bases with 2 siege tanks, 3 bases. I think at this point I need to start teching into... let me see if I've got any vision of what he's doing yet. I know that he's got a base up here, and I know it's a planetary. So I have this information. I should have teched into Spire a little bit earlier, I think. As soon as I started pumping out Ultralisks, I should have teched into Spire a little bit earlier. to get to Broodlords faster. I think this is one of the reasons I lose. I'm doing a fine job just defending his push. Langbane, Ultras. Yeah, I'm fine with defending his pushes. And I even push out across the map. He's got a whole mess of two Marines coming in, but I've got 3-2 with chitinous plating. Ultras. But he's just got so many bases now. The worker count. He's only at 60 workers, but he has solidified his future to stay on 60 workers. And I can't really take a fifth. So I think, again, I just needed to get up to the Broods so I could start picking off these bases, because this base is mined out. This base is mining out. This base is mining out. I take this base. I know that's his precious, like, lifeblood. So taking that base really hurt him, and now I'm above him on workers. But unfortunately, I think all of my bases are pretty much oversaturated. Yeah, oversaturated, undersaturated, oversaturated. So I've got decent economy, 66 workers up to here, but he's now starting to drop mules in front of planetary fortresses. So let's look at income. What is that bar, I think? Oops. Oops. Oh, that's fine. We can find it from there. So he's got a bunch more than I do. I'm starting to take out his things. He's coming home to turtle up again. So I've got map control now. Starting to make corruptors. Okay, I think I throw this away a little too early. Okay, no, I take that out. I've got Broodlords here. Okay, yeah. This would have been a very different story if I waited for corruptors. If I just waited for corruptors at this point, I was making them. If I just waited till they were finished and pushed him with just the corruptors and held off all of his stuff with my I'm sorry, waited for Broodlords. If I just waited for Broodlords and held off with my corruptors, I could have taken this win home. I did pretty well on this match holding his aggression on such a short distance. It was because of my quick Baneling Nest, my upgrades, and taking the map when I could. My counter pushes were great. I took out his base. This is his most important base right now, and I know that. Let me see here if I can look at my map, what I can see. I don't know anything about. I don't know if this is back. I know that this one's gone. I don't know about these two. But I know that this one, if it's like mine, is almost completely mined out. This one also, like mine, almost mined out. This one, my third, slightly mining out. So I know that he's really trying to expand out, which is why I'm trying to take this. I think I just pushed in a little bit too early. I take it out though, but then I waste all of my, I take this engagement out in the open, which was terrible. I gotta come home. Again, this is another big problem I had. I didn't need to take that engagement there. I should never take these engagements off creep, and my creep spread is abysmal. Should have creeped out more. If I could creep out by 18 minutes, I should be at much more creep spread than this. I'm starting now, but it is way past due. So I need to creep spread more. Focus on my creep spread so I have map vision. I could have had maybe creep out to here on such a small map. Here and here, so I know what bases in this corner if he's got any. If I took these bases and held him on those bases, I could just out macro him and win. Okay, so I think that was it. I lost my army there, which was really bad. I had a lot of ultras that I shouldn't have lost. He's got 2-2 guys. He's getting 3-3. Pushing in. I take out his whole army again. But he's starting to make SCVs again. I've got these guys waiting there now. This is bad. I've got some idle workers. Making new hatcheries here. Again, trying to take these before I have Broodlords. He's got this. Okay, yeah. Here it is. These are great. Giving him a compliment. This is where I see, I don't think I'm going to win this match. I don't think I'm going to win this match. At this point, I threw away my army too many times. Now he's jumping all over me. He's jumping around. I've got this base over here. I've got Broodlords out by his. I'm trying to take it down. I know that's his lifeline. He's got more things. He's been floating minerals for forever. Good game, well played. I left. He had 160 supply and 60 workers. I had 46 supply and 25 workers. He was dropping into my hatchery over here. This was completely mined out. This is completely mined out. This is completely mined out except for 105 minerals. This one had some minerals but lost the base. This one was fine, but losing my drones right now. Lost that base. He mined out. Mined out. Mined out. Mining. 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 Taking. So yeah, he beat me because I threw my army away and I pushed in before I had Broodlords. I should have had a much bigger Broodlord count. I should have just held off and kept pressure. I was doing fine. He's doing fine. Okay, so now we know why we lost that. Now let's talk about the ZvP. So I'm doing okay. I'm doing okay on these matches. I just didn't know how to react to the first one. I was bad in the second one. Let's watch this guy over here. Jelly Jeff. Okay. So another 15-minute match. I'm going for a Hydra push, the one that I always do. You get it pretty clean, but then he just comes in with a whole heap of what are they? Adepts. So the hatchery is coming out. No block. Okay. Overlord. 119. There she is. Going to place the third. I'm looking for any kind of run-ins. I'm out here. I see that he's got standard build. I will see that he's also taking an expansion. So no, I'm not getting all in. He's got just a zealot in the front door because he didn't ever scout. He doesn't know if I'm doing a big push. I see that he's got. I see all this information, and that's what I'm looking for right now. Okay. I see that he's taking this. I'm still making queens. My overlords. I'm okay. Lost that overlord, but this should be popping soon. Yeah, that was a big supply block for that. Lost that. I tried to catch him with my lings, but okay. Now I don't see this because that's why he tries to push me away. Okay, so anytime I get pushed away, I need to be out on the map. I need to. Okay, we're gonna write this down for ZvT. ZvP. If Stalker, they want to deny Scout overspeed. Okay, I'm gonna get Overlord speed if they try to deny my scouting. Okay. Taking the third, very early third. Keeping the pressure in. Did I see this? Did I see this? This is going to be irritating if I saw this. I did see this. This is in clear vision. So I have this Overlord over here for the reason. I saw this coming. Issue is, what units do I have right now? I have 5 queens. I have 5 whole queens. That's plenty to snipe this down. But I don't have any vision over here in my main base, so let's watch how this comes in. A mess of adepts. That's why they came in. I didn't see them anywhere. Oh, what a clever girl. What a clever girl. Now he's out here scouting with this. So this is a super aggressive scout. But I'm already making hydras now. He's got charge lots in the main. He's killed 18 of my workers. 22. Gets the prism out. Alright, so this is the big issue. Okay, I've got all these queens. Creep spread is okay, but I need to be able to have more minimap awareness. I saw it coming in. I didn't see it. I had an overlord there to catch it and I didn't see it. If it's stalker first, I need to get overlord speed so I can see what's going on. If I saw these 4 gates so early, I think I would understand that there is pressure coming, and if I could have been able to stop that. If I shut down this prism, this would have been a huge, easy win for me, I think, at this point, because that was a big investment with all those adepts in there and everything. But let's keep watching. The music now is really loud. Fine though. Okay. I see it coming back, so I think I move all my queens up to here while I'm pushing into his third. He's up on 60 workers, but I've lost 20. I should have been on 60 about this. I should have been on 70 about this time. Expansion bases are really late. I've got I'm spending my money, but that's because I don't have any workers. I'm pushing into his third, trying to take his fourth. Trying not to throw my army away. Just getting kind of outplayed. Creep spread is still really bad. 9 minutes, I should be out at least above this ground over here. This is my creep objective of this map. So I'm coming out. Should maybe gone lurker. No, I'm still spending my cash. I need more workers now. I think I was trying to 2-base all in at this point just because I needed to do lethal damage to his bases. So I get a bunch of good damage in on this one. Pulls all of his workers out. And then I see storms, but I let him hit. I get cornered in. Just storm, death. Trickling my army in behind. Those zealots cut me apart. Took it upgrades. I've got no upgrades. He's got +1/+1. That's always bad when you're fighting Protoss. So I'm trying to just keep him from... Yeah, I'm just kind of throwing my army away now. I should have defended more queens. So I see the warp prism coming out. I have all my queens over here waiting for it. Trying to get out of here. There's a bunch of charge lots there. Charge lots are so good. I think he's using maybe select all army or something like that. I almost got his prism. He's reinforcing over here. Recalls. What does he recall to? Just so I know. To his newest base. This is always where they will recall. To the newest base. Now we know. Now we know. Also now I am, what's my production tab? Still just trying to get upgrades. Trying to beat him on upgrades. I think now is when I'm going to start. Yeah, I'm going to try to expand out. And I'm going to try to get up to 60 workers. Take all these gases. $46 workers still. There's going to be a big shoot of workers here in a second. I'm going to take my infestation pit. I'm going to try to get up to broodlords. Because I remember that I kind of lost to that last time, and I know that his army needs broods. I don't know that he's taking a fourth, but I know I'm not ahead. After losing this many workers that early in the game, I knew that this game was pretty much done. It would have taken a miracle, but yeah, this is what I'm talking about. He came in with 11 Archons here in a second. And just a mess of storm. Oh, more Archons. 14 Archons. Maxed out army. Maxed out Immortal Charge Lot with Storm. So basically anything I have at this point doesn't really matter. What is his follow-up though? This is a really interesting build from him. He's got a Warp Prism in production. I think he's going to try to... He's got one Warp in here, but I think he's going to... He thinks it's going to get lost. Is he going into any more production right now? Or is this it? He just knows he can beat this? Yeah, at this point. Holy Moses! That'll do it. GG, well played. I get the GG, well played, and we're out. So this is what I'm talking about, again, with... You get stomped on the ladder. They come in, they kill you. GG, well played, GG, well played. This was one of the good things I did. I did have some defense over here. I knew I didn't want to get... I got dropped once in my main. I never got dropped again in my main. He got 2 warp-ins on it, but it was still 1 drop. After that, I was able to shut down every time he tried to warp back into my main base. But he was able to just come through with 14 Archons. And I killed most of his charge lots, luckily. But he's got Warp Prism here, warping stuff in. He was going to try to warp in more stuff over here. I had no counter pressure. Maybe that would have been a good idea if, as soon as I see him moving out to send Lings. I was doing Roach Hydra. It's not the most mobile army. Roach Hydra's strength is that it's kind of a Swiss Army knife, where it's not super weak. It's not super throwaway, but it also does a lot of damage. It's not an end composition. You really have to get up to a higher count. Where was my Spire, and how far along were we? Or did we have... For this last push, I want to see if we had any Spire. Do we have a Spire that we lost somewhere? Infestation Pit. Start a hive. We start a hive. Yes, we started a hive. Didn't have the gas to start Spire. I think I wanted to, but he just moved out quickly. So I was doing everything I could. No creep over onto that side, unfortunately. Clunky units. Watch this, watch this. Oh, yeah, I was blocking it again. I was just coming in. Just blocking it again. Wasn't gonna let him drop me. That's where his next big warping was gonna be. 83 workers. I got up to 51. Yeah, he just had a massive economy. I saw that he took these bases right there at the end. He had 5 bases as a Protoss, while I was on 3 as a Zerg, so. Okay. Dropped in my main. I have to watch out. But let's see when that first drop came. When did that first drop come? This is the big issue that I want to know. What time? Let's see. What time did that drop come out? Logo facility. Let's watch his build once more. I want to watch the build from his perspective. We're going to learn this build. We're gonna learn his build. So we go pylon, spam stuff. Got a gate, gas. Okay, standard opener. Standard opener. Fill the gas slowly. At 20, we're going to take the new Nexus. Drop the Cyber at 20, not 19. Get a pylon on the wall. I could have just Ling Rushed to this in one as well, because he has all his pylon stuff on the wall. Getting the Stalker. Get the Robo. Okay, so Robo. Robo is 250. Okay, so Robo at 250. And if you look, that is the first thing he did with his gas after his Cybercore finished. So this is about the earliest you can get that Robo. You can get it a little bit faster if he doesn't have a Nexus. So Robo at 250 if expand. If expanded. So we can say that safely. Robo at 250 if it's expanded. So I can start looking for that Robo. And if I see a Robo, then I know it's drops. Let's see here. It opens up these gates 3 minutes. So I should be scouting in maybe 3 minutes. Maybe that overlord was a little bit early and it wasn't in the right spot. So 3:30 I think is the earliest that they can get a warp prism. So let's just say 3:30. He's about 10 seconds behind. So 250 Robo, 3:30 prism. And he's got 4 gates, so I know that he's trying to drop with it. And let's say after 4:30. Okay, so 4:30 to 5. So 5 minutes, the drop is in my base. So 4:30, I'm gonna say leaving. Leaving. 5 minutes. I'll say 4 minutes to 4:30 leaving. 4:30 to 5 minutes in my base. I think if there was a cleaner, if he was a little bit cleaner, because he held the prism over here while he warped in once, which kind of slowed him down a little bit. I think he should have warped in while it was building. So it comes out, picks up the guys, heads across the map, drops in, warps in. So if he did that, I think he could have hit me about 30 seconds sooner. So I'm going to expect much worse and then try to hit that. So if I could have stopped this, which means I have to have creep over here with maybe some spores. Now first I need to scout. That's the most important. If I can scout this, then I can have my lings and stuff in a good position. And my queens wherever they need to be. Okay, so we've learned that Robo at 250 means it's probably drops if he's expanded. And it's not an all-in because he's got an expansion and he's only got 4 gates. Starting to get a Twilight after this to get charge. And it was smart that he got a Depths in first. He killed 20 of my workers. Okay, so now we learned. We learned how to do this. So this is what I'm talking about. If you want to improve, get in. Figure out why you lost these 3 matches. I've learned something from each one. I've got a better idea for my ZvZ. If there's a non-standard matchup in ZvZ, I'm going to get 44 workers on Roach. I'm going to send both of my drones down at 16 to try to get my expansion if he sends down some funky drone. For ZvT, a non-standard game, I need to get broods quicker. Well, I need to just hold off and defend, but I need to attack with my brood lords if he's going for a lot of expansions and with planetaries and things like that. With ZvP, at 4 minutes and 30 seconds, I could have a prism in my base. So I need to have scouting done, and I need to learn if he's got a Robo at about 350. So I'm going to start scouting in at 3 minutes. So I'm going to do a 3-minute scout so I can look for a Robo. If I don't see a Robo at 3 minutes, it might be proxied, but I'm going to say I need to know what's going on by 3 minutes. What's his tech choice after his cyber finishes? So that's a good idea. If it's a Twilight, then I can expect early blink or early charge. If it's a Robo, I can expect drops, and if it's a Starport, I know it's going to be like Oracle or Phoenix or something like that. 3 minutes, I need to figure out what's going on against Protoss. Alright, hope you learned something. This is how you lose against Zerg, Terran, and Protoss. So, if you're having trouble against Zerg, well, take your pick of your race and just do what these guys did, and you should be able to slam it in my face. So, hope you learned something. Thanks for watching.